And this is what's happening just outside you. And the academic procession has begun, and it is now entering the hall. So we request you, ladies and gentlemen, to kindly rise from your seats as we witness the entry of the ceremonial procession. You may be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Aiboan, Wanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Well, it is a very special week for higher education in Sri Lanka, and also an extra special week for the Nsbm Green University, because this is the Convocation Week 2021. And this is in fact day 3. Now this Convocation Week spans 4 days, and in this span of 4 days we'll be seeing 15 sessions in the convocation ceremonies, and also with this span of 4 days, we're going to see nearly 2,000 young men and women graduating from various fields of study, from NSBM's own degree programs, and also other universities of international repute. Well, this graduation ceremony right now this morning is dedicated to internationally acclaimed Victoria University, Australia. Well, Nsbm Green University Town, the first ever Green University in South Asia, turning a new chapter in higher education in Sri Lanka. offering state-of-the-art technology, state-of-the-art infrastructure, and the world's best teaching methods, and giving all graduates, undergraduates, to discover greatness in every step of the way. Saying that, it is now my singular honor and privilege to recognize the very eminent personalities occupying the first row on stage. We have His Excellency David Hawley, the Australian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, as our chief guest this morning. Let's put our hands together and welcome His Excellency David Hawley. Professor E.A. Veerasinghe, the Vice Chancellor of the Nsbm Green University. Professor Chaminda Ratnayaka, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the Nsbm Green University. Madam Tilini De Silva, Dean, Faculty of Business. Dr. Rasika Ranabira, Dean, Faculty of Computing. And Dr. Chandana Pereira, Dean, Faculty of Engineering. Dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're going to see you graduating from Victoria University, Australia, in courses Bachelor of Business, majoring Banking and Finance and Financial Risk Management, Bachelor of Information Technology, majoring Web and Mobile Application Development. And you have had the fortune and privilege of following this course and obtaining this world-class degree from your home soil, thanks to the facilitation done by the Nsbm Green University. Saying that, we're now going to witness the official declaration of the convocation of the graduation ceremony open, and that will be done by Professor E.A. Veerasinghe, Vice Chancellor of the Nsbm Green University.
Good morning, everybody. It is my privilege to welcome you all for the Nsbm graduation ceremony 2021. This happiest moment has finally arrived at the end of a long journey of academic and social achievements. This ceremony tells you that you are now prepared to begin your life and to face the world as leaders of the community. With that note, I have the great pleasure in declaring this graduation ceremony open.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, sir. We're now going to invite you to the presentation area because we're now getting ready for the presentation of degree certificates. And you'll be accompanied in the presentation area by Madam Tilini De Silva, Dean, Faculty of Business. Let's welcome our presentation party to the presentation area. We're now going to begin the presentation of degree certificates, and we request the entire audience to applaud and congratulate each and every graduate as and when they come on stage. So we'll be starting with Bachelor of Business, majoring Banking, Finance, and Financial Risk Management. We start with AAHA Adhikari. STS Ahmed. BDS Aloka. LS Avanta. SM Bashini. MJ YJ Kure. PS Dasanayaka. PHCL Fernando. NC Hettiarachchi, WAC Himashi, S. Indrakumar, JMPB Jayasurya, KMPP M. Karunaratna, KMDA Karunaratna, OMIMU Kumara, SV Lianagamage, CNH Lianage, SAE Lianage, well, this is Bachelor of Business, majoring Banking, Finance, and Financial Risk Management, and it continues AD Lianage, GWC Danjana, ALD Gihan, DSN Munasingha. Well, once again, we remind the audience about the role that you have to play for each and every graduate. NKHD Nishanka, DP Pallavala, PR Panditaratna, SHRM Pereira, GWATD Pirsumana, TL Prabharatna, NN Ramanayaka, DD Ranpatige, WT Rasingola, SMHD Samarakon, RWR Satsara, DA Senaviratna, SM Shan, R. Thiakaran, UDST Vijayatunga, AGID Vijayavardhana, KSU Vimala Surya, WD MBR Yasara. AUK Abekon. NKS Hasanika. EBCS Hevage. WMS Isurika. TG Sahani. Well, that's the completion of the presentation of degree certificates for Bachelor of Business, majoring banking, finance, and financial risk management. Congratulations. You just graduated from Victoria University, Australia. Congratulations. We are now moving on to the next segment, but before that, we say thank you to Madam Tilni. Thank you very much. And to accompany the Vice Chancellor in the presentation area, we would like to now invite Dr. Rasika Ranavira, Dean, Faculty of Computing. Well, the next course that we're going to focus is Bachelor of Information Technology, majoring Web and Mobile Application Development. We start with MAM, Asir. MASM, Ahmed. NN, Alagiyavadu. HJ, Aludge. DS, Bowatta. KGNM, Chandrapala. NDRS, Chandrasiri. GCS De Silva. NWADC De Silva. ST Devaraja. PID Dias. JAS Dinuan. MCS Fernando. DS Gunasekara. THTU Hevage. MAVH Kavindi. IA Kobbevin. MLKA Madavala. TI Madhusha. BT Mallavarachi. R. Meegahapola. B.S.V. Mendes. N.J. Mihindu Kulasurya. K.L.M.R. Pereira. T.M.A.R. Pereira. G.A.P.P. Praneeth. S.S. Prematilaka. M.L. Ranasinghe. R.H. Ranasinghe. H.P.U. Randika. R.A.L.M. Rupasinghe. H.B.K. Sajitya. S.A. Smith. S.M.C.L. Senanayaka. D.A.S. Senanayaka. G.D.N.L. Seneviratna. M.M.D. Senior. M.G. Sudarasekara. U.G.N.B. Tennakon. B.L.D.M.S. Tilakaratna. W.P.B. Vishwajit. W.M.P. Aryaratna. R.T.D. Gunasinghe. U.B. Jabira. C.Y. Katukurunda. U.H. Madhushankar. K.G.H. Manjula. A.G.M. Manukalpana. S.P. Ranasinghe. That's the completion of the Bachelor of Information Technology majoring Web and Mobile Application Development. Let's congratulate them all. And we're done with the presentation of degree certificates. Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir. Thank you, Dr. Rasika. Thank you very much. And once again, please be reminded that you have graduated and passed out from Victoria University, Australia, and you, from now on, belong to that huge global alumni of Victoria University, Australia. Let's put our hands together and congratulate all the graduates. Congratulations. Well, we have now come to the customary convocation address. And before we invite our speaker to the podium, we have a brief formal introduction that will be done to our speaker. And to do that, we'd like to invite Madam Thilini De Silva, Dean, Faculty of Business.
His Excellency Mr. Hawley is a senior career officer with the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and was most recently Chief Economist, Trade and Investment. He has previously served overseas as Consul General, Chennai, 2010 to 2013, Deputy Head of Mission, New Delhi, 2005 to year 2009, and Counselor Treasury, Australian High Commission, Singapore, from 1999 to year 2001. In Canberra, His Excellency Mr. Hawley was Assistant Secretary of the South and West Asia branch in years 2009 and year 2010. A trade negotiator in the Office of Trade Negotiations and led Australia's contribution to both the India and China Free Trade Agreement feasibility studies. He has worked in the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet, the Department of Treasury and a merchant bank. His Excellency, Mr. Hawley was born in Nigeria, is married and has 3 daughters. He is currently the High Commissioner of Australia to Sri Lanka. Over to you, sir.
There is so much gear to put on and take off these days. Here we go. Can I please acknowledge Vice-Chancellor Weerasinghe? Thank you very much for the invitation. Deputy Vice-Chancellor Ratnayaka, and also please, thank you very much for those kind words, Dean, for the welcome that is here. But I'd also like just to acknowledge, please, all of the other faculty heads that are here, all the learned academics that have made very much part of your journey easier. Can I also just recognise the mums, the dads, the grandmas, the caregivers that are here today, and of course the 2001 graduating class from Victoria University in Australia. Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu Alaikum, and good morning. Thank you very much for this invitation to the National School of Business Management and to attend this very important convocation ceremony. It's customary for me to give an address, or someone like me to give an address, to the graduates, and I will do so. But first, I just want to say a few words to the parents, the grandparents, and the caregivers that are here today. When you were thinking about your children or child and what their journey would be in life, you would have considered very closely the course of their higher education. We all want the best for our children, and in choosing you would have thought about a number of factors, including the international recognition of the degree that they will receive, as well as the ability to be able to have good job prospects afterwards. Well, I'm pleased to confirm that your choice has been a very good one through Victoria University Australia. I'm not telling you anything new when I tell you that Victoria University is in the top 2% of the university's worldwide ranking for 2021 for the THE rankings of universities. And also in Australia, Victoria University ranks number 1, the first, in the survey of employability. But to the parents, grandparents and caregivers, I also want to acknowledge that this is very much your success as well. because, of course, without you, your children, those in your care, would not have been able to complete their studies. So I'd like to thank you for the support, the encouragement, and the patient ear that you have given over this period of time to lead to this great outcome. To the graduates, well, firstly, I would just like to start by acknowledging your patience and perspicacity. To say that COVID-19 has caused significant disruption to your studies would be the understatement. You have adapted to be able to have courses both here in this beautiful campus, but also to online teaching in a way that your predecessors would never have had to dream about. But you have emerged from it all in a way that I think you would agree has made you stronger, particularly in your ability to connect with your inner self. You have demonstrated resilience, self-motivation, and ambition. Those are strengths that will take you forward with your new passport. Your degree is that passport. An opportunity awaits you at many destinations, as your skills in banking and finance, and also in mobile and web applications, are ones that are in very much hot demand globally. I was really pleased to see, as the graduates proceeded past, the very high proportion of female graduates that we have in this troop. And it really is something to be commended that we can see here at this university. There is a trend, more often than not, to get a great degree, but then somewhere along the employment journey for that career for you to peter out. Australia supports very strongly the promotion of women in management, and I was very fortunate to be part of the 50 top awards for women in management here in Sri Lanka, held actually last week for Sri Lanka and Maldives. There are some fantastic role models of women who are excelling in all faculties, all fields. And I would really very much encourage you to go online and look at the website of Women in Management. Look at the top 50, not just for this year, but for previous years as well. See role models and have the drive, just as you've had going through your degree, to contact them, to ask them about their experiences, to meet with them if you can, to get that encouragement to be able to drive you further with your degree, because we must break this cycle and continue to do it. It's not just about gender equality, it's about the future of Sri Lanka. It's about the productivity of this country. It makes good sense for your country. It makes good sense for business. It's good sense all round. When I look at all graduates, I want to also just emphasize the earlier words about you being part of a broader alumni. Victoria University, as many of you are aware, has graduates from Australia, China, Malaysia, and India, in addition to Sri Lanka. And you are part of that broader alumnus. While these are your batchmates here, there'll be others graduating all around the world from Victoria University who you are also connected with, doing similar course and coming up with similar outcomes. Do join that broader alumni. Explore the connectivity and explore the ability for partnership across it. We also foster more generally an alumnus for all Australian universities to make you able to reach out beyond Victoria University to other areas as well. Do join the alumni associations. Last but not least, I just wanted to also acknowledge, as I have done in the beginning, the faculty of Nsbm. Thank you very much for the nurturing and the guiding that you've given these great minds that we see here ahead of us. You have assisted them very much to be the great leaders of tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Our chief guest this morning, His Excellency David Hawley, Australian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka. Let's say a big thank you once again to His Excellency for gracing this occasion and also for his words of wisdom to each and every one of you in the audience. With that, we are now moving on to the Best Performer Awards. And to make the presentation, we'll be inviting the chief guest himself, Your Excellency, David Hawley. We'd like to invite you, Your Excellency, to the presentation area. And you'll be accompanied by Professor E. Veera Singh, the Vice Chancellor of the Nsbm Green University, and Madam Thilini De Silva, Dean Faculty of Business. Let's welcome the presentation party. And we have the awarding of gold medals. That's for the best performance. Firstly, Bachelor of Business, majoring banking and finance and financial risk management. And the gold medal for the best performance goes to Donna Savani Navoda Munasinghe. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you got to bring out the best in you in applause, because these are gold medals for best performance. I'm sure you can do much better than that in congratulating Donna Savani Navoda Munasinghe, the proud gold medalist. For the best performer, Bachelor of Business, majoring banking and finance and financial risk management. Presentation is still on. Come on, everybody. Let's put our hands together. Congratulations. And before we next move on to the next recipient, we say thank you to Madam Thilini. And we'd like to invite Dr. Rasika Ranavira, Dean Faculty of Computing, to be with us in the presentation area, because we have now come to the best performer, Bachelor of Information Technology, majoring web and mobile application development. And who is the gold medalist? Well, the gold medal goes to you, Madavala Maddumage Dinuru Senior. Come on, people. Make it bigger. Make it greater. As we congratulate Madavala Maddumage Dinuru Senior, back in the gold medal, because he's the best performer, Bachelor of Information Technology, majoring web and mobile application development. Let's give the applause one more time, louder. Congratulations. We now have an award from one of Sri Lanka's top corporates, Virtusa, and this award is called the Virtusa Top Performance Gold Award. This is how Virtusa would like to recognize talent and excellence. And now, this award, the Virtusa Top Performance Gold Award, goes to Madavala Maddumage Dinuru Senior. You need to come up on stage again, because you're now going to receive the Virtusa Top Performance Gold Award. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, get your applause golden. Keep it going, keep it going. We need a continuous round of applause. Congratulations. Well, we request the presentation party to remain because we now have a token of appreciation. And this is how Nsbm Green University would like to say a huge thank you to our chief guest for his presence and for his address. So we will now witness Professor E. Veerasinghe, the Vice Chancellor of the Nsbm Green University, who will present a token of appreciation to our chief guest, to His Excellency David Hawley, Australian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka. Let's put our hands together and say a huge thank you to His Excellency for gracing this occasion. Let's have the applause one more time, louder. Thank you, Your Excellency, Vice Chancellor, sir, Madam, sir, thank you very much. We have now come to that all-important speech by one of you, graduates. And representing you, we'll be now inviting to the podium Shakila Ahmed. Let's put our hands together and welcome Shakila Ahmed for the graduate speech.
The chief guest, His Excellency, Mr. David John Hawley, the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka to Australia, of Australia to Sri Lanka. Professor E. A. Veerasinghe, Vice Chancellor of Nsbm Green University, Professor Chaminda Ratnayaka, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Nsbm, Deans, Heads, distinguished guests, academic and non-academic staff, parents, and my fellow graduates. A very good morning to you all. My heart is filled with enormous gratitude and joy to be given the opportunity to give the graduation speech on behalf of my fellow graduates. When I was asked to speak today, I really couldn't imagine fitting 3 years of my life to a matter of minutes, but I tried my best to make this as short as possible. 3 years ago today, we started our journey in this very auditorium. Eager students ready to take on the world one module at a time. I think the first obstacle we all faced was the 7-day orientation, and to be honest, I was so excited, I went to each and every activity that whole week. The second was finding my way around university. I never got the hang of the first floor lecture halls, L101 and L112. It was always a coin toss and a prayer, hoping I'm on the right side of the building for a lecture I was already late for. Deciding to choose my degree in banking and finance with Victoria University was easily one of the best decisions I made. I loved how I was challenged, and I was never allowed to limit myself to just the basics of the degree. We were given not only a quality education, but also made to endure the tests we are to be put through, socially and academically. I've heard many people argue about how getting a professional qualification is the same thing as getting a degree, except in a shorter period of time. But at the end of the day, it isn't about the time spent. Of course, they'll both help you with your career, but with getting a university education, it's all about the experience. Cramming up for assignments after weeks of procrastination, the late nights and 10 coffee cups on the ground just for the satisfaction of hitting the submit button, because most of the time we're worried about the time difference. And with the connections I've made and the people I've met, it's made the experience much more memorable than I can admit. As sad as it is that we lost the chance to make some great memories because of the pandemic, I think we still made it with what we had and still had a memorable university life. I want to start by thanking our Vice Chancellor, Professor E. A. Veerasinghe, for giving us the opportunity to experience what university should be like. Thank you for not restricting us to 4 walls and a building, and for the endless facilities that we were provided with. I'm sure a majority of us made the best out of it. To those of us who thought a degree was beyond our dreams, it was made possible because of the opportunity given to us by you, sir. So thank you for giving us the start to 3 amazing years of our lives. I also thank the management of Nsbm for the smooth operations and for making our lives easier during this time. No one succeeds without the help of others, and I take this opportunity to thank the academic and non-academic staff. I met so many passionate and inspiring lecturers here at Nsbm. And although we only spent a few hours with each other every week, they were never hesitant to give us a helping hand whenever we had difficulties, and to explain a lesson to us several times. They gave us honest feedback on our assignments and arranged interesting activities to make an ordinary lesson just as extraordinary as they are. Your hard work and effort equipped us to face the professional world so we can confidently fold up our sleeves and say, bring it on to any challenge that comes our way. I want to especially commend our course coordinator, Ms. Maithri Chandima. Miss, you've done so much for us during the difficult times, and your efforts are greatly appreciated. I'm sure I can wholeheartedly say on behalf of us all that we would not have gotten through this on our own without your patience and guidance. I extend the biggest thank you to my parents and grandparents. I know I would not be standing here if it weren't for you all. Your constant support and guidance gave me the strength to get through all the obstacles I have faced the past 3 years. You have never complained about the cost of my education. Nonetheless, I know how much you have sacrificed for me. This achievement would not be possible without your support, both emotional and financial. You have given me the greatest gift of all, an education, the best legacy that parents can leave for their child. Thank you so much for believing in me. I hope that as I stand here today, you know that even though I don't say it often, I appreciate everything you have done for me. I owe my success to you. This degree is yours as much as it is mine, and I hope I've made you proud. And lastly, my fellow graduates, we did it. It's been a journey, and I'm proud to say that we got to know each other through this. Knowing I was in a classroom filled with different and charming personalities with talents of their own made getting through this university a piece of cake. It wasn't until we merged with our 18-1 senior batch that we understood what unity feels like. Online classes were much more enjoyable because it was better having all 30 of you with the 16 of us. It greatly helped knowing that we were all in the same boat. Those seemingly endless nights when we worked together until we finished our group projects, a warm smile from the back of the class when we were nervous before our presentation. We were each other's support, because who knew what we were going through than each other? I've met people in this university who I know will be around for a lifetime. Thank you for believing in me every step of the way. To my girls, I'm glad to say that the friends I have today are the same friends I made on the first day of lectures. Thank you for the late night Zoom calls that started about assignments only to drift off into conversations that are now inside jokes. I'm grateful for how understanding you have been and for being that extra push when I was down. You are talented and capable in every way possible, and I'm so proud of you. To my best friend, you've been my constant support throughout the time we've known each other. 6,810 kilometers may seem like we're apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart. Someone once told me that it doesn't matter how many degrees you have if you don't know how to use it properly. And I'm in no position to give life advice, because I'm also figuring life out one day at a time. But if there's one thing I'd like to share before we part ways, it's to be better people. Knowledge is only power to the extent that it is used. So go out there and use your knowledge for good. Don't make the world worse than it already is. In a world where everyone takes an eye for an eye, be the person who remembers that an eye for an eye only leaves the world blind. People nowadays have forgotten that education is supposed to be a tool to help you on your way to greatness, not the definition of how great you are. So be fearless, spread your wings, and soar to new heights. Good luck. Congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you.
Well, may you too fly really, really high together with your batchmates. Congratulations once again. And thank you, Shakila Ahmed. Let's put our hands together and say thank you once again to Shakila. So with that graduate speech, we have almost come to the end of the graduation ceremony. We will now witness the graduation ceremony declared closed, and thereafter we will witness the customary signing of the convocation register, for which we would like to very warmly once again invite to the podium Professor A. Veerusingha, Vice Chancellor of the Nsbm Green University.
Congratulations to all graduates and wish you all the best for your future. Now I formally close the graduation ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir, as he makes his way to sign the customary convocation register. We will now be playing the national anthem of Sri Lanka, paying tribute to our motherland, and that will be followed by the national anthem of Australia, the birthplace of the Victoria University, Australia. Please rise from your seats.
Sri Lanka Mata, Upper Sri Lanka, Namo, 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 Namo Mata. Sundara Siri Marini, Surani Adi Sobhamaya Lanka. Nanya Nalaya Deka Malpala Kulu Piri Jaya Bhumiya Ranya. Apahata Sapa Siri Seta Sadhana, Jeevanaye Mata. Vividanu Mena Apavakti Puja, Namo Namo Mata. Upper Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Ubame Aparinya, Ubamaya Apasatya, Ubame Apashanti, Apahata Tula Bhakti, Upa Apahaloke, Apage Anuprane, Upa Apajivanave, Apamuktiya Upave, Navajivana Devine, Nitina Apapudu Karan Mata. Jnana Vida Vadavina Ragena Yanudana Jaya Bhumikara. Ekamavakage Daru Kala Babina, Yamu Yamu Inupama. Prema Vada Samaveda Durada, Namo Namo Mata. Upper Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Namo
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young.
We request the audience to kindly remain standing because we are now going to witness the ceremonial procession start and it will depart the hall. So until its complete departure, we request the audience to kindly remain standing.